The topic of transportation covers such a broad area. What changes would you propose to solve congestion in our urban areas, particularly the areas that you hope to serve? And how do we increase public transit options as well as reduce greenhouse gas emissions?
Yeah, it's great. In permaculture, we talk about stacking functions, when you can do something that kind of, takes care of two things with one action. When we talk about transportation, there's a transportation crisis, there's an environmental crisis. So as we make these adjustments, it actually kind of works toward both. I believe that people need to get to where they need to go, and we oughtn't force someone to have a car and drive and be a part of that whole emissions process in order to get to work. Of course, if they choose to do that, that's great, but I think we need to make it really easy for people to get where they need to go, for example, with public transit. We know about the light rail system, it's going to be expanding, and I believe green-powered public transit systems are helpful. I also think, though, there's this thing this thing of relocalizing. I mean, really, at the end of the day, many of us are spending a lot more time in our lives than we want to commuting from here to there and letting all those greenhouse gases go. And if that's our job right now, that's great. And I see a future in which we're thriving, living much more locally, in which we're creating jobs for constituents locally where they can work close to where they live. And in countries where quality of life is greatest, that's often the case, in countries and communities where folks aren't having to travel too far away from home to work and find their food and live and eat. So.